Edge Literary Studies 11, Monday, June 15, 2020. This is our last class. Thanks for the memories. So the beginning of the year started with a couple of activities, Bard on the beach, scavenger hunt, and then we went pretty much to Garibaldi. That was the trip that was anticipated. It was tough. We had to slog up 9 kilometers up the switchbacks, but there were beautiful views. One of these is the Barrier Ridge, which is about almost halfway up to Taylor Meadows Campground. The hike was definitely intense. We had to share some of our load and pack some people's extra weight just to kind of help others to get up the hike there. It was pretty intense, but we had the amazing views that we reached when we were up close to Taylor Meadows Campground. The food was amazing. Not sure how all of us felt about our food, but I thought ours was delicious. We had a great time, and it was nice this year having quite the modern bear hangs compared to previous years, and it also makes for a beautiful color picture. We had a lot of stormy weather this year, and we avoided one day, which was kind of sad on one hand, but then we had a lot of rousing card games. And when I say rowdy and rousing, it was loud, but it was great. The view up at Taylor Meadows was spectacular. No other word describes it. Just beautiful. And the views that we had when we were hiking, whether it was up the Garibaldi Trail or whether it was up towards Taylor Meadows, was again really beautiful. We had another fairly significant trip this year where we went off to join in. And again, we really had that time to think about what's our commitment to climate change. We had another great trip, the Voyager canoeing, and we kind of paddled down the road, had a good time singing, yelling, laughing. It was really a pretty fun time, especially those that were in the dragon boats. I think they enjoyed how quick that boat was. We had a lot of learning this year about First People, Kwantlen and Katesay, but also towards the end of the year, Penelakut and Coast Salish people. And our survival of the fittest, our wild Coquitlam bowling. We had some pretty interesting activities for you to participate in. We also had some very strange and unusual antics that were involved in what we were requesting this year. I'm not quite sure what we were up to when we thought of those, but we had a lot of fun watching and participating. Then we had our Baden-Powell trailblazing up by Deep Cove. Beautiful trails and scenery. Just a fantastic day. We also had some beautiful portraits that we took while we were up there. And of course, our walk in the park was fantastic. We accessed Honey's Donuts and had a great time indulging in that, as well as the slides and all sorts of things that we scrambled around in the park there. Another trip that we took was skating. Had a great time in the Langley Walnut Grove rink there. It was cold, but of course our hearts were very warm with our friends and enjoying all sorts of activities that we created. And we did some really good giving of ourselves today, this year, when we went to Langley Gardens and sang for them, and the residents really enjoyed that, and the resident caretaker was very enthusiastic about us coming. This Christmas we created some really interesting Christmas greeting cards, integrating the different subjects into our greeting that we gave to our Edge peer. Loved the creativity. And our trip that we anticipated for term 2, Rockridge Canyon, was definitely a success. We had amazing weather, really good snow. And here are some of the amazing views in the canyon, Rockridge Canyon. And here are some of our tough stick hockey guys as they were rummaging around in the ice that they kind of cleared off and created. I was actually pretty impressed with the ingenious ice hockey there. Paintballing this year, don't have pictures of us when we were out there, but we definitely had a lot of fun. A couple of guys decided they would shoot me, not once, but twice and maybe 4 and 5 times. Kind of had to get over myself though, but in the end, it was fun. A good time had by all. Sometimes we just have to kind of not take ourselves so seriously, right? And a lot of good work was done in Macbeth this year. We had some great McSculpts looking at Macbeth. Also looking at the symbols, things like swords, flower, serpent, the hands, and all of the issue of threats and whatnot that were part of this tragedy. As we finish this year, my dear literary studies students, I really have enjoyed this year. I've pushed you to work hard and you've been diligent. You've improved your craft and continued to develop your writing. We've learned about concise literary and procedural writing as well as personal character, metacognition, and social responsibility. I've learned a lot of things as you've asked inspiring questions that have moved me and made me think more and assess things. Thank you for your critical thinking and your creative thinking. As you progress through the summer and fall, I want you to remember that you are good outdoorsy people who care and are interested in learning. So that's the secret of life. Keep learning, keep on being open-minded, and continue to be willing to change and adapt, and just keep doing that. Enjoy your summer, and we'll see you in the fall. And remember, when I pushed you, I was always hoping for you to do your very best. Take care.